From Cheaters surveillance cameras, you are about to view actual, true stories filmed live, documenting the pain of a spouse or lover caused by infidelity. This program is dedicated to the faithful and presented to the false-hearted to encourage their renewal of temperance and virtue. Coming up on this episode of Cheaters.
What the? Are you kidding me? Don't phone. Who are you? You cheating on me this entire time?
Real reality television is brought to you by Cheaters Detective Agency's Private Eyes on Cheaters.
Hello again, and welcome back to another scandal-filled episode of Cheaters. Our initial case concerns Rayne Brown, a med student with questions about her boyfriend's recent behavior. Rayne approaches Cheaters for feedback on his activities.
I met Abel about 2.5 years ago. We met at a house party, out of all things, and I didn't even want to go to the house party, but there he was. He was like the socially awkward person there, and he approached me, and we quickly hit it off. Had a lot of the same interests, and we became really close friends. We started hanging out a lot after that, and he was, oh my gosh, he's been one of the most, I thought I had like the worst strain of luck with guys. He always pushed me to be the best I could be, and I never had that in my life.
Abel, age 30, a salesman accused of doing business with the competition. After downloading intel about the suspect's routine from Rayne, Cheaters sets up surveillance around the home the suspect shares with Rayne. Sometime later, the suspect, known only as Abel, leaves his home, comes down the steps, and walks to his vehicle. While tailed by a Cheaters team, Abel travels through the city to a popular downtown bar district. After parking his sedan, the suspect ambles through the neighborhood and arrives at a bar.
My suspicions really started, though, where he kept losing his phone. So I put him on my plan because he was using kind of a Go phone. And with my phone plan, it has like a tracker attached to it. I got suspicious and started looking at the bills, or you can see where things are, and where he would tell me in what location he would be in. He was in a completely opposite direction, and I was starting to get a little bit concerned.
The suspect greets a barmaid with a deep hug. The unknown female moves a chair closer to Abel. The suspect hugs her again before she settles into her chair. Suspect Abel hangs out with his beer wench for a while. Sometime later, he leaves the bar. Abel seems blithely unaware of his cheater's tale, and he strolls back to his vehicle. The suspect drives back the way he came. After he parks his car, the cheater's crew ends the evening surveillance.
Sorry, I'm really getting nervous that he may be cheating on me again. That this is just my bad luck, and this is just another one of those people that's gonna do this to me. I can't forgive him. I've gone through this way too much in my life. Sorry. I've gone through this way too much in my life where I can't anymore. I can't put myself through this anymore. I'm sorry.
Cheaters investigators stand by the decision to continue the stakeout of the suspect's residence. Sometime later, Abel emerges from the abode and hops into his car to leave. Cheaters tracks the suspect back to the same downtown area seen in previous surveillance. The accused philanderer parks and walks to a bar. He waits for a while until the unknown barmaid from previous surveillance, now identified as Danny Cooper, makes her appearance. The suspect greets Ms. Cooper with a jovial squeeze. He then joins the young lady inside. The pair frolics and takes a short break from foosball to tangle tongues for a bit. It very much appears that Abel enjoys the company of his companion for most of the evening. Sometime later, the suspect leaves the bar. He walks to his parked car. Cheaters follows tightly as Abel cruises back home, ending this night of surveillance. The Cheaters detective team stays on alert for movement around Rayne and the suspect's home. After some time passes, an unknown car approaches the home. Companion Cooper exits the vehicle. She traipses up to the house, where she is greeted by Abel with an affectionate hug. She kicks her heels up as he lifts her off the ground. Abel escorts her into the home. After a sufficient and satisfying amount of time, the dynamic duo emerges from the house. Abel fastens his open belt. Both suspect and paramour get into Abel's car. Investigators follow the car to a nearby grocery store, where they both enter. Inside the store, a Cheaters operative follows Abel and his playmate around while they shop. Sometime later, with a bag of goods in his hand, they walk back to the vehicle. The surveillance team pursues the devious couple. After they return to the house, Abel chivalrously holds the car door open for his side ride. The suspect and his partner enter the home. Later that evening, operators catch a glimpse of the two as Abel says his goodbyes. Cooper returns to her car. After she leaves, detectives collate all evidence and put a call out to an anxious Rayne. Coming up, the confrontation.
Rayne's fears prove valid. Cheaters headquarters schedules a meeting to present her the findings. Overwrought with dread but needing the truth, Rayne agrees to the briefing. Rayne, the first thing I'd like to say is, thank you for coming out today. I understand that there's been some interesting things going on between you and your other half, Abel. And I just want to ask you if you're prepared to see what we've come up with in our surveillance.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Rayne, we begin our investigation outside of this residence. Did you recognize the place?
Yeah, that's our home.
We see Abel emerge. He walks down the stairs, he gets into his black vehicle, and he drives away from your home. He drives for some distance. That's when we see him park his vehicle. He gets out, he walks across the street, and arrives at a bar. And we see him greeted by a bartender. She gives him a hug. As he walks inside, that's when we see them playing foosball together, and they exchange a couple hugs and starts to romance a little bit. He hangs out for some time, and then he heads home. Continuing on with our investigation, I'll just say we're outside of your home. That's when we see a few moments pass. Our detectives catch the silver car that pulls up into your driveway and parks. That's when we see that same female from the previous day get out of the vehicle. And we see Abel actually meet her outside of your home and greets her with a hug. And then walk inside, and sometime later he comes out. What's disturbing about this is when he walks out, he's actually putting his belt back through the loop of his pants. I mean, this is insane. As our detectives follow him, they arrive at a grocery store. We see the two of them get out of the vehicle, and they walk inside together, holding hands. But right before they get to the door, he actually stops her. He pointed almost like, hey, you go in first, and I'll be right after you. But what happened was he actually got a phone call. Now what you're about to hear is audio from that conversation. It's actually you on the phone. So I want you to tell me, Rayne, if you remember this conversation with Abel.
Hello?
Hey, babe, it's me. I just got off work, and it's been a long and busy day, and I just wanted to order some pizza. I want to see if you want to come over, watch some movies, cuddle, decompress, see what you're up to.
Oh, I'm going to hang out with the guys tonight.
Oh, are you sure? You've been gone quite a bit with the guys.
I know, but they wanted me to hang out tonight because they wanted to go watch a game.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just order some pizza. There'll be some left over when you get home, I guess. Have fun. Love you.
Love you too.
That was a very caring phone call. I'll have this for you when you get home. It's all right. But I heard almost kind of like a are you serious type of tone in your voice.
But I didn't want to be home alone, so I picked up another shift that night, since I knew he wasn't going to come back till later anyway.
So you actually went out of your way and picked up another shift that night for work.
I just don't want to be home alone.
After he finishes up his phone call, Rayne, he walks into the grocery store. Our detectives catch him with that woman. They pick out a bottle of wine. After they get the wine, Our detectives follow them. They return back to your home. They walk inside together with the wine and the cake. And as our detectives wait outside, some time passes. That's when we see Abel and her emerge, engaging in a hug. His shirt's actually off, but they hug outside.
No.
Listen, I know you don't want to see this, and I know you've seen enough. I want to catch them while we can. Let's go ahead and get on the road. We have a location on them. Let's confront these two and find out what Abel is thinking, what's going on. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, let's do this.
All right, right this way.
To the left and up the stairs. To the left and
Are you kidding me? Don't follow me. Seriously!
What is happening? I don't even.
You know what I'm talking about? Who is you?
Hey,
Who are you?
can I talk to you for a minute? Do you know what's going on right now?
No, I don't know.
Don't you know?
I'm Clark Gable with the show Cheaters, and the reason why we're here is because you were caught with this woman right here. Who's this?
Who the are you? What are you? Who are you?
Can you break them up, please? Separate them and chill out. Is this what you want, man? I mean, you're standing here and you're smiling. You're smiling. Pushing me, dude.
You cheating on me this entire time?
No, I wasn't cheating on you. It's a friend.
Did you know that house he went to is actually the one that she lives in?
He owns that house. He told me he owned that house. He said it was his. He said he bought it.
Oh, he lied to you.
Tell me the truth, Abel.
I've been dating her for a while, for 4 months.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because
Why?
I don't know.
Coming up, the conclusion.
What the? Are you kidding me? Don't fall. Yes. Who are you? Who the are you? No. You cheating on me this entire time?
I can show you that we've been following you. She told you that was his house?
Why have you been following me? What?
Because hired by her to follow you. You remember these days?
Yes, those are dates. We were really like.
So the wine and stuff and all that lies. He's been with this girl for 2.5 years.
I was with her for 2.5 years.
Abel, you have nothing to say?
I'm special.
You are special.
You're not special. It's the same story.
Abel, you got nothing to say?
Get out of here.
I'm just wondering, man, don't touch me, dude. I'm just trying to get your side of the story. Don't get mad at me, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, she told me the story. You guys have had a great relationship, but then I get these pictures of you guys actually together. It's like,
Who are you?
what happened?
I've been the one your guy for the past 3 years.
I've been your guy apparently, from what I've heard.
She's always working, never around.
So how come you didn't tell her and just ask her?
It's all about her school. That was it.
It's all about your work. You're gone all the time with the guys. All the time, and you're with her.
You have 2 girls right here that are really upset. You share a home with. It's like,
Yeah, I brought you into my home after a year when you had no place to live.
Sorry.
You've been using me this entire time. How long? The hell? How long?
4 months.
4 months?
Yeah.
So when you got this job, this is when you did all this?
what are you going to say to both of these women? It's like you got one over here that you live with. You got another one, you're bringing her to your house. It's like when you walk.
I hope you have some place to live because you're not coming back to our house. You're going to get your and get the out.
I'll rather live out in the streets than live with you, so.
Good.
Hey, do you remember when you went to the market? I'm just going to show you the surveillance so you have an idea of what's been going on. I know you don't want to see it, but there's just one thing I have a question for you. When you guys went to the supermarket together and you guys got wine,
Yeah.
and you showed up at the house,
Yeah.
when he's actually walking out and he's unbuttoning his pants,
Yeah.
you wipe something off your face when you get in the car.
I would not have been with him if I known this was going on. I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not. I honestly, he told me he was
Well,
single.
right now you look like that kind of girl.
I know,
so-
but I'm not. Just because he lied, you lied to me.
Every time I've asked for you to come have,
You lied to me. I didn't know you
go
were with
away.
her. I didn't know. I didn't know. He didn't tell me. He didn't tell me anything. I didn't know. I wouldn't have done it. I'm not like that. I'm not. I'm not. Okay, I don't want anything to do with him.
I just want to talk to you for a minute, man. I'm like, what?
He didn't tell me anything.
What is all this?
I mean, it started as we were just friends and just moved on forward. And I mean,
walk away before I kick you out.
it was just at the right time. It just felt right.
So now we're getting somewhere. So you started as friends, and so you started as friends. So you explain to her. You don't have to explain to me. Explain to her exactly what happened. She wants the
What
truth.
about the phone call? Why didn't you tell me the truth then? That phone call. Why? Why did you lie there?
You're a piece of crap. Like, you're a piece of shit. You lied to me.
I want you to pack off. I never want to see you or have anything to do with you ever again. Don't you call me. Go show up to my house. Done.
If that's what you want, let's end it now. I'll go
Done.
get my and get out.
Get your and you get the out of my house. But you're only going to go in with a police escort because you're not going in my house alone.
Can I talk to you for a minute? You keep walking around in like a million circles. Can you stop for 1 second, please?
What's up?
You're done. Okay, what's up? Just get out of here.
So what exactly did he tell you? He told you he had no significant
He
other?
told me he was single, that he was available, that he was looking for a girlfriend. We met here at the bar. We became friends on Facebook, and we started, one thing led to another, and we started dating.
Walk out like a dog with your tail between your legs.
I appreciate your honesty and thank you for talking to me. I'm gonna go find them. All right.
Going down.
Get out! Get the out of my life.
Hey, what do you want to do? Where's he going? Did you tell him what you want
Tell him
to
to
do?
get the out of here.
Okay, well, ultimately, this is up to you. What do you want to do?
Cheaters. I'm done.
Ravaged by the events of the affair, Rayne Brown realizes that she has many changes to make in her life. At the end of the show, Cheaters divulges what she decides. But first, Ryan explains how he was caught with his pants down while delivering a pizza the day he was busted by Cheaters.
The day we got caught, it was interesting. You know, we had pizza there. We were going to have lunch, and you know, we had the lights down and everything. We even had a fire going, and it was great. You know, we were chilling out. You know, I had her about out of her clothes, and I was in them down to had my pants down around my ankles, and boom, here comes the door open, and I hear her husband yell. I don't even recall what he said. It just all was like a blur. It's just like, boom, there he was. And all of a sudden I see all these people filing in behind him with cameras and these security guys and this guy with a microphone, and I'm like, what the hell? And the next thing I know, I'm getting chased around the room, sliding around like an idiot.
Mary, why are all your clothes off?
It's nothing.
It's not. I'm Claire. Get the show cheat. Basically, your husband hired us because he thought you were cheating on him, and
Hired you?
yes.
Get over here. As a result of my philandering ways, I ended up losing my job. Tom called up there and complained to my manager, wanting to know if she was in the habit of hiring gigolos to go after women that are married. My boss confronted me about that and wanted to know if I was doing that with anybody else. And when I told her, actually, yeah, you know, I don't see no reason to lie. So I was honest with her. I told her, yeah, that wasn't the first time. I was like, I've met many a lonely lady in this job. So, you know, husbands beware. If your lady's getting a lot of pizza, she's probably getting a lot of pepperoni too.
What are you doing? My clothes! Just found my clothes! Why would you do that?
This dude's done lost it.
Why did you put my clothes here?
You destroyed our lives.
I didn't mean to.
You didn't mean to?
What do you mean you don't mean to? You're in here having sex in the living room.
I feel like that, you know, we had our time, we did our thing. I'm moving on, you know. She wasn't the only thing happening, and, you know, I'm just gonna keep on living life.
Rayne Brown has not only broken up with the suspect, but also hired a crew to move the suspect's items out of her house. Rayne says, I really can't believe Abel would do this to me, but I also don't have time or energy to deal with it. Thank you, cheaters. Suspect Abel, when approached by Cheaters producers, expresses remorse for the entire situation. Abel states, I don't know what to do. I'm really sorry for what I did to Rayne and Danny both. I've tried to contact them and talk to them, but neither one wants anything to do with me. Companion Danny Cooper speaks profusely to cheaters about the affair. Cooper reiterates, "I am so sorry about this. I would have never had anything to do with that liar if I had known he had a girlfriend."
Now remember, if you don't get your programming from Goldstein's, why, we'll both lose money.